Zombie apocalypse.
What is happening, my people? Perfected Chaos here, and this game is 7 Days to Die. Now, this game was put on to me by a friend of mine called Arachnid Soul. He's also a YouTuber. If you haven't checked out his channel, go check his channel out. But he put me onto this game with a bet, saying that he didn't believe I could get 75% of the achievements, and there was a little bit of cash money involved there. And unfortunately, buddy, you lost. But that isn't the reason of this video. As much as it's nice to gloat and be a winner, which I'm surprised, shocked, flabbergasted that you even thought that I couldn't do this. But again, that isn't the reason of this video. Although I don't really play this game anymore. What this game is great on the PC, but unfortunately very lackluster on the Xbox. So despite that, I played it, and really what I wanted to share is my zombie apocalypse survival shelter made out of concrete rebarb, which is actually the original police station in the standard map that I have converted, heavily converted. It looks like nothing like the police station inside. But I wanted to share it with you guys, just so that perhaps if you're playing 7 Days to Die, that give you some ideas, because this worked for me. I managed to stay alive for a very long time with this building. It took a long time to get this building up to scratch, but hopefully if you have played 7 Days to Die on the Xbox, you will appreciate how much work has gone into this. So without further ado, let's get into the showcase of my zombie apocalypse super iron concrete fortress loveliness. The building itself really only has two entrances. It's completely concrete all the way around. The entrance on the left is actually the main entrance in and out. You can fight from this entrance, which is why you've got the hatches and then a main door, but this is actually like the garage, but this is the way in. So the next blood moon, I did have noted where the next blood moon was. My little cash register to keep money. I have my gas pump as well, along with a lot of storage for keeping everything separate. Storage for me was a high priority. I did build a hatch with the intention of building a tunnel to the garden and then blocking the entrance off to the garden. I'll show you that later. But basically, it's a lot. This is going to be a lot of me showing you like how I have my storage set out. So this is where I have clothes kept, etc., and all other things. I did build a motorbike and then a spare motorbike because I just had the parts. But in fairness, this is just the garage. I think it's also worth mentioning, as I move into the workshop, that the walls are double thick. So the outside concrete rebarb then has an inner skin as well, allowing me to be able to put these boxes fitted into the walls, as it keeps the building completely secure, but at the same time, I think in a design point it was very pleasing to the eye for me to have it laid out this way. Another important feature is lighting. You will see I have a lot of lighting and a lot of lights set around the building, just to keep, because this is such a dark game. But here you can see I've got a cooking fire built on to a concrete plinth, and then just a complete corridor of storage, because I'm a little OCD. I couldn't just have boxes with random stuff in it. I had to have, plastics, oils, glues, duct tape, all separate in their own boxes, because for me, just being organised was so important. And the fact that I used to believe that the best way to play this game is to be a hoarder. You really should be a hoarder. You want to be out looting everything, bringing everything back to your main base, storing it, so you can prepare. Here you can see I have lots of liquids, waters, and I'll show you a little hack later that I made. It's a very common hack with the water, but yeah, I really did put a lot of effort into trying to create the ultimate survival base, I guess you can call it. On top of that, not only it being the ultimate base, I really emphasized a lot on being self-sufficient. So having everything laid out, you see here, like got forges, you saw the cement mix around the corner there. Having a building where I was completely self-sufficient, so if I did get overrun, I could just shut everything down, come in here, craft whatever I needed to survive. Because initially, survival in this game, there's many layers to it. It's not just, oh, we'll just go out and kill some zombies and loot some stuff. There's so many factors and illnesses and damage you can take, sprains, broken legs, or just a whole raft of stuff that that can happen to you. So being self-sufficient for me was a really key thing. On the upside to building something like this is I leveled up my tools and crafting very quickly, because I went through a lot of tools. But heading up the stairs, this is now where I would call it the sort of the bedroom suite leading in. My wife's so serious, Joker reference. But up here I kept like all my treasure maps and challenges and stuff like that. This is the area for that. And then again, since I had a bed and the TVs and, you know, desks and that, I just wanted to make it pleasing to the eye as well as functional. Again, this building served me so well. I stayed alive for hundreds of days in this building. But moving through into the last of the interior complex, which is the housing, we've got my jacuzzi here, which is actually the water hack, and that's done with a bucket of water. That there is a technique you can use to take to put the water in, take it out and put it back in again, and you don't actually lose the water from the bucket. So I'm able to come up here, fill up glass jars, and then boil that water into clean drinking water for me to survive. So leaving the housing complex, we're now passing through what I called the pit and my kill zone. I'll show that in more detail in a sec. But coming out the other side and heading up to the roof, this is where I kept a selection of corn and stuff like that I could use to cook, but also it served as a second area for me to defend my base from, for any attackers that would get stuck on the walls around my building. I can't speak for PC, but on Xbox sometimes the pathing of the enemy was absolutely awful, and they would get stuck, or literally just stuck on the side of my building. So I made these little open slotted areas, enabling me to just shoot down. Obviously you get the cover from the top of the building, so you can shoot any, you know, hordes that come in on the ground level. But more than that, it enabled me to keep, because I was forever repairing the walls and it irritated me because going through concrete is expensive. But it enabled me to keep them off the sides of my building, because of the wonky pathing sometimes, so they wouldn't always head to my kill zone doors. They would sometimes just be sat around the back of the building, up against a wall, especially if they've been injured by my barbed wire or by my spikes or anything, that they would crawl and then just be stuck there. So that enabled me to get them killed and do no further damage to the building. But it does have a roof garden on the top, which I built with soil. I started to convert manure for the purposes of getting extra resources back. So a patch with manure, or fertilizer it's called, would give me 5 corn per every corn picked. Heading back down the stairs, we're now going to head into the pit and the kill zone. This is just a pure area for killing. So I would have 2 hatches at the front with steel and rebar concrete walls, and you could fight them from here quite successfully. And this was a brilliant strategy. They would literally, because there's no edges, they would come up the ramps from either side and go straight in towards that hatch. My little sign there that says "Tonight we dine in hell," reference to the film 300, love that film. But this would be my kill zone, and then if it got too intense, I built a little shooting area that I could stand behind and shoot through, which was amazing. This worked so well for me. I built in a third failsafe, which was these short steps into a ladder, but never got overrun enough to actually need to use it. So that's the kill zone done. Heading back out the front, we're now going to head to the garden, and you'll see my industrial size garden, which would literally, I would harvest every plant I came across and then pick it, plant two, pick them, plant two, until I had a huge batch to satisfy my needs. And if I had have carried on playing, I would have blocked off this door that you could see in front of me, and I would have built a tunnel leading up into this so that there was zero access. Although the enemies never cared about it, it was just something I felt I would like to have done. So all things considered, this really was the pinnacle of my self-sufficient survivability. Really, it was a bit over the top. I did overcompensate in terms of this kill zone, because I never actually got overrun at all, ever. The hatches and that shooting window was more than enough, but I did leave a big open area, so in the event that I did get overrun, I could still shoot down and protect myself. But that really brings this guide of my, or showcase, whatever you want to call it, of my concrete rebarb fortress to an end. I mean, there really is no limit to your creativity in this game. It just, unfortunately, the Xbox version is diabolical. It's awful. But if you've enjoyed this, or if you've learnt something from this, or you know, purely if you are a 7 Days to Die gamer and needed some ideas for survivability, this is the way to do it. I mean, I really didn't struggle at all. With that being said, I did have fun with the game. It's just so unfortunate that the Xbox version isn't up to par with the PC version. But this really was just, it's good fun. It was a great game, great idea, just the execution was really bad. But if you've liked this, or you've enjoyed this, my creation, as crazy as it is, then please give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you've enjoyed it. And to see more from me, hit that subscribe button. And by hitting that subscribe button, it informs me that you want to support me and my channel to continue to grow, so I can continue making good content for you. Well, that's everything for today. My name is Perfected Chaos. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall catch you guys on the next one. Peace.